Good morning, cyber friend. This is Mitty Man. Coming back at you again from Walker's Music. We had another word for the day. Tuesday morning edition. Very early Tuesday morning, about 7:20. And we give God all the praise and glory for life, health, and strength. For as well as it is, we give Him all the honor. We also thank God for each and every one of you, cyber friend. You know who you are. Mitty Man. I tried not to mess with this here situation. God knows I did. But something came to me. And the Lord deal with me with something I know. And like I said, it's not because of shape, form, and fashion and doing things to be well spoken of or noted. Not to bring light or glory or honor to myself, because I have none. But to do what thus saith the Lord. And I thank God. I would like to thank all of my brothers and sisters that we labor together. Matter of fact, I was looking at Brother JT. I checked out a couple of your videos. I had a chance to get and check out when I was trying to get my other PC out there in the studio. I had to repair it. Matter of fact, I had to redo just about everything on it. And I ran across Brother L.A. Video. I really enjoyed that because it was saying a lot, even though it was comical. It was saying a lot, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. But I being former military myself, and I saw some things. And matter of fact, I didn't see some of the things that a lot of my fellow comrades have seen. And matter of fact, a lot of them have paid the ultimate price. And this is how come I named my video this morning, American Politicians, Do You Remember? And I got a reason why I said that, and I'm going to share it with everyone before I get done here this morning. It says, American politicians, do you remember? I'm going to ask that question again. American politicians, do you remember? What I say this morning, I don't apologize to no one. I feel that I know that there's a God in heaven, and He's a God of justice. I keep telling everyone God is not deaf and dumb. He's not blind either. He sees all, and He's reckoning. That's a financial term, people. There's going to be a reckoning day. All these nations that go against what God ordains. You can't fight against God, but I'm not here this morning to talk about that. I'm saying, American politicians, do you remember? Let me say that again. American politicians, do you, or let me just go on and put it home, do y'all remember? Reason I say that, Senator Charles Summers, back in 1865, and his address to, he did the eulogy for a slain president. For those that don't know the history, president during that particular time of the Civil War was Abraham Lincoln. I got something I want to remind politicians. I ain't talking to the people this morning, not per se. I'm talking to the politicians this morning. The Gettysburg Address was considered to be one of the most famous speeches ever spoken of. It happened during the month, my birthday month, November 19th. It's on a Thursday afternoon, 1863. And I just want to read, and I want everybody, the American people especially, to listen at what Abraham Lincoln spoke. Now this here was an excerpt, and this was Senator Charles Summers used as his platform for the eulogy at Abraham's funeral by our president. Now this is what he said. This was the address, the Gettysburg, the famous Gettysburg Address. I know you studious people know about this here, but I got to read it. In other words, to tie in what I'm telling the American politicians today, do they remember? I'm going somewhere with it. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty. I want you to listen at this now. Conceived, that's a birth term. Conceived in liberty, dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war. This is what our president was saying at that time. Testing whether that nation, what nation he talking about? The nation that proclaimed what he just said, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. This is what he said. Testing whether this nation, that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. Listen to this, people. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. Listen to what Abraham is saying. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, listen to what Abraham Lincoln said, the world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. Do y'all hear that? It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who have fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us. In other words, Abraham Lincoln was saying the great task is still before us. What is that task? That from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. That this nation, under who? God, shall have a new birth of freedom. And that government of the people, for the people, by the people, shall not perish from the earth. That's the Gettysburg Address. Now come on, people. Look at what Lincoln was saying. Government of the people, by the people, for the people. American politician, do you remember that? While y'all up there on Capitol Hill playing checkers, other leaders in the other world, and these other worlds, even to the third world countries, they're playing chess. Y'all up there playing checkers with the American lifestyle and the way of life, with your own personal vendettas. See, in other words, that's what the Civil War was about. In other words, they said the North calls it a Civil War, but the South calls it a war between states. Regardless of what, it was brother against brother. And that's what y'all are doing up there right now, fighting against each other. That's why I said, do you remember? The Gettysburg Address was one of the most famous addresses of all time. Some 87 years to be exact, after the founding of the country, we were right in a civil war, brother against brother. People, America, do you remember, politicians, do y'all remember? This is what happened to Rome. It deteriorated from within, not without. And it's so sad for me to sit here this morning because I love my country. I love my country. I love America. There's not a greater country in this world as far as I'm concerned. But when I look at, and I got to agree with Pastor John Hagee, I saw him preach a sermon on this. And he made mention of our ambassador that went down in Libya. Guess what? On September 11, 2012. He went down, and the way that he did, and those brave Marines that lost their life, and we didn't do anything. I agree with it. This sent a signal to all of these here radicals that America now is something wrong. We would have never sat for no kind of activity like this and not do anything. Something wrong, people. Something badly wrong. But I just want to remember, I just brought that Gettysburg Address back up again. And this is a wake-up call to our politicians. This is a government, always have been, of the people, for the people, by the people. It is the people concerned, not your personal vendetta. We put you there and we can take you out from up there. This is what the American people need to get back. And just remember, you put those people up there on Capitol Hill and you can take them down. I don't know, something has happened. The interest has shifted. Should not be. I pray for our leaders. God knows I pray for each and every one of them. I feel that they just need to wake up and stop playing checkers and start playing chess like the other leaders of the world are doing. Stop playing checkers, jumping around, just jumping, jump. Let's start playing some chess again. Let's be strategic about this thing. America, we got to remember, American politicians, please, do you remember? And if you don't, please go back and read the Gettysburg Address. Government of the people, for the people, by the people. Whatever you get into, God's not in it. Best we come out of it, people. It's Mitty Man saying peace, goodbye.